Hi, this is Alessio. Hope you're well. In this video, we're going to take a look at the chart of the major markets, and I'm going to explain to you why we're seeing something very interesting on this chart here. Let me explain to you why. Join me. Alright guys, welcome back. Now before we start, I know what you're probably thinking. Isn't it a bit too soon for the whole Christmas jig and all that? Yeah, I think it probably is a bit too soon, but you know what? Let's just cheer ourselves up a little bit and have some fun. Alright guys, let's talk about now the major stock markets, because what I'm going to show you right now is something quite interesting and fascinating on this chart of the Nasdaq and also the S&P. You see, over the last couple of weeks, we've seen a very strong and powerful momentum move in the major stock markets, in the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Dow. Predominantly, the stock markets have seen a strong momentum move to the upside over the last couple of weeks. Now, the interesting thing is this powerful rally in the stock markets has now brought some indexes to some key resistance levels. For example, the Nasdaq, have a look at the Nasdaq chart here. Notice that we've connected the highs on this chart, the closing prices, and you will see the Nasdaq has now rallied to a key trend line resistance. That is a trend line based on closing prices, as you can see right there. As a matter of fact, you can see the Nasdaq is in a kind of a channel, a rising channel, and it's now hit the top of that trend line resistance, or you could argue the top of this channel. And the Nasdaq has now hit this top trend line resistance level here with overbought conditions. In fact, you'll notice the RSI 21 setting has now reached overbought conditions here. Now, so in these kind of situations, when price rallies into resistance, for example, a trend line resistance, as you can see here, the top of a channel with overbought conditions, and also I would say over bullish sentiment as well. We get a lot of over optimistic, over bullish sentiment as well. So in these kind of situations, the odds usually favor a pullback or a correction. By the way, it's not just the Nasdaq that has done this. The S&P also has done something very similar. The S&P has also reached the top of that trendline resistance, and also I would argue the top of this channel with overbought conditions. So again, in a situation like this, probabilities usually favor an inflection point. In other words, some kind of reversal or temporary correction or pullback in the price. Now, I should say, just because price has reached a key level of resistance, like a trendline resistance with overbought conditions, it does not necessarily mean the price has to pull back or has to have a correction. There are no certainties or guarantees in the markets. So we have to remember this is only a probability. However, I think given the strong and powerful rally we've seen in the Nasdaq and the S&P, which has brought these markets now to a key level of resistance with overbought conditions and also being overextended and with sentiment being so over bullish right now, I think the probabilities right now in the short term, in the next few weeks, favor some kind of pullback or correction in the price. Which, by the way, I think is quite natural because price never moves in one direction. We have pullbacks, we have glitches along the way, we have corrections. So I think in the next few weeks of November, probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks of November, going towards the Thanksgiving holiday and Black Friday, I think it's quite likely we'll see some kind of consolidation in the price, some pullback or correction in the price. And I think the probability of a correction or a pullback in the price increases if the S&P and the Nasdaq break some support. For example, some near key support levels on the charts. By the way, in case you're thinking this sounds a bit bearish, actually you'll see from this chart that this period from the end of October, Halloween, going towards the end of December, what's called the Halloween effect, usually this period is quite bullish. So even though we might see some kind of pullback or weakness or correction in the price in this month of November, I still think that December could be quite bullish, especially the middle of December, because then you have the Christmas rally, the Santa Claus rally, and all that kind of stuff. So again, based on what we're seeing in the charts right now, I think some kind of pullback or short-term weakness in the price this month of November, based on the probabilities. And I think next month in December, we'll see probably more gains, a continuation of rally higher in the stock markets, and more strength to come by the end of this year. All right, guys, hope this video helps. I look forward to seeing you in the next video update. Cheers. Bye now.